countdown you want to give.
So it is quiet in the beginning because I've had to remove a track because there's the DMCA people. They'll get us. Hello, Demunia. How are you doing? So I will be doing no meds and 100% of pickups. So we would have some very whimsical kind of panpipe kind of music here. So the old Khmer ruins in Thailand. There are a couple of piggy wigs we got to deal with as well. They're kind of annoying because, you know, I'm frugal when it comes to health, so I stand at a safe distance, which takes a while. No, raw. Yeah, them copyrights. Okay, so we can climb up, and then quite annoyingly, because we do want a secret, we will actually have to do all this climbing again, because we need to open up the secret, come back down, and climb up again to get inside the temple. Oh, the game is very loud apparently. It could be on my end, because after all the testing, I turned it up a lot.
That's okay. We can adjust it.
Okay. So there's no crouch rolls or the fancy flipping off at the edges here, so we have to do everything manually, turning around. Cool.
I'm really digging Lara's outfit for this.
I know, I love it. Hello, Tomb Explorer, thank you. I do kind of have to be reminded to save. I'm quite notorious for not saving when I know a game well enough, and then I make silly mistakes. I'm sure we're all like it. There's a game, you forget. Won't be a bad thing to sort of pan out the time, I suppose.
For sure. I tend to be like, oh, I got this, and then I don't got this.
Yeah. Okay, secret number 1. Shoot the boulder. So that's going to crash down and open up a little place in the water. Snug fit, but we can manage. And the annoying thing with these old levels is you get stuck so easily in water that I tend to wriggle my way through. I just keep going left and right when I'm swimming. Yeah, so now we got to do the climbing again. Lara, come on. She's got a haircut.
Well, that's gotta hurt.
Beans. You don't like saving all the time, sometimes it leads to death. Oh, yeah. Right, and back around. this irritates me so much, but I'm so glad it's at the beginning. Just, I hate backtracking, and to just do the climbing all over again. Kind of annoying. Hello, Naboo! How are you? There's 3 secrets, but you can't get the last one unless you've got the first 2. An incredible way to hide a secret. Yeah, just if you want to get it, you have to do everything all over again. But yeah, the last one as well, it's like, I call them super secrets if you need all the others, and then you can only get the last one. To me, it's a super secret. Yeah, I didn't want to be cocky with this jump because I've had a few accidents trying to jump into here, and then I just bounce off the wall. Okay, so saving health. Drop down this away. Nice. So I also like it when you get levels and you can see another room, but it's like, how do I get in there? So we can't get there just yet. This got stuck. Artyom Havoc, hello there, how are you? Super secret is the last one, is now. This dude does not need these flares anymore. Cool. Tomb Raider Legend, you get a magical sword just for the boss battle. Okay, this is a section, we'll have some bats, so I'll try and do my best to conserve health. I kind of don't really know how to deal with this. I kind of just run away and then crouch, because I know crouching helps a lot. But sometimes in the level editors, the bats especially, they eat you up. They really do. So now I have to come in here to set up for a puzzle. I'm gonna have a big fire puzzle. It's gonna be a pain, so I'll best remember to save there. It's pretty long-winded. Okay, and even though I just lit a flare, I will light a fresh one. For the sake of grabbing ledges. Because we got some spikes as well. And then I will have to pull up really quick. Cool. Okay, so that has set us up to begin the puzzle. And then we gotta get out the way first. So that we don't get squished. Wait for the boulder to come to a complete stop. Nice, and we're back. So the fire wraith is part of this fire puzzle, but hopefully I'll remember what I did last time I practiced to avoid even activating the wraith. It's something to do with a block that I pushed. Let's hope, but if not, it's fine. We'll be fine.
Well, that will be exciting.
It will. If I remember something, it's a good day. So, I have my notes written down. I need to firstly go to the 4th on the right, which is this one. So I removed the block behind here, and this is the starting point. So it's very trial and error. I'm removing blocks from behind these, and also deactivating spike traps, so you're not going to know what you've done until you've messed up. So, first on the right. Yeah, the hallway, like the hallway of death. Oh, come on. Okay, so I've been granted access into here. We can push this. And then we can push this. So as you see, we're just lowering blocks to gain access to the next button. But as I say, which block did we lower? We have to figure that out. So next I'm going to the 3rd on the left. And flame 2 and flame 4 do not extinguish on this side as well. That's something you have to bear in mind when you're trying to come behind these. Next is the 5th on the left. So we can pull this block, this is movable. So onto this up tile. So that's moved something somewhere else. And I'm going to move it back. So I'm trying to think, did I just leave it where it was? I think I left it here. No, I didn't. I'm trying to think which... Oh, well, no, I can't do that. Hold up, maybe I pushed this button. I'm trying to think how to avoid the wraith. How did I do it? How did I mess up my sequence previously? Nope, that's not it either. Right. We'll continue. Button behind 4th on the left. So I'm behind the 5th. Should I... Okay, let's... It's fine. This is fine. So I can't go behind the 4th because the flame doesn't extinguish. So let me see. I'm messing up my routine because I'm trying to think. Here we go. This block should have lowered, should it not? 3rd on left. Well, I've pushed this. What have I mucked up? Oh god, damn. It's all part of the plan. I'm trying to stealth the time. Ooh. Thank you, Genesis. What number are we at? So that's... Let me check the... button. It's all part of the plan. Nobody panic.
I kind of want to say yes, but I also have gotten a little turned around with this.
So we did push the button. I moved this. onto the odd tile here, but I did notice there wasn't shaking as there usually should be. Ah, there's the shaking. That's what got messed up somehow. Triz, hello, how are you? Your sushi just arrived. Nice. Right, so can I push this again and then... There we go. So now this is the button behind number 4. We're back on track. The block done goofed. Bamboozled us. Right. Hello there, Art. How are you? Okay, next is the 5th on the right. Ooh, that was a bit dodgy. I know they're off because I can see smoke above their heads. That's what it is. I'm looking for the smoke above their heads. It's going good, thank you, Triz. I'm kind of stalling for time, nudge nudge wink wink, because we're a little ahead of schedule. So any mistake I make, it's of course on purpose.
All for the sake of the schedule.
Indeed. That was the 5th on the right. Okay, so now I need to get behind the 2nd on the left. So this is where the block pushing kind of mixes up from what I've been doing to see if I can avoid the wraith. Because I'm not even sure how I did it, it just kind of happened. Yeah, okay, it was... That's the movable block. So, what I've been doing in the past is pushing it all the way down, which is blocking my path here. I think it would stop on this tile because the one in front of me would be up when I push the block, so it wouldn't go any further. But then that would be in the way. And I'll need to push... What would I do? Do I need to push the button? Bear with. Let's have a save. So what I'm trying to say is... We don't crouch, we can try and climb up. This I would have usually blocked off. The button that was right there, I would push and would activate a wraith and would need to get rid of the wraith. But also, it does change something else as well. So we'll see how this kind of plays out now. Now I'm doing it this way round. It's an experiment.
Yeah, we're just learning how to route games.
Indeed. I pretend I know what I'm doing. I never do.
Isn't that life?
Yeah, this is a pretty good one, Nev. Definitely recommend. Okay, so all of that was to come behind here. Aha! So no, I don't need to push the button that is going to activate the wraith, because that has opened up the main trapdoor that I was working on. But now I'm wondering, like, why have I ever been pushing that button? Because I'm sure it does something.
I mean, unless it's like a booby track, just so that you get punished for pushing a random button.
Maybe. Because I know it lowers a block, but because I've not moved the pushable block to where I usually would, maybe it's made the difference.
What a mystery.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to have a look though, which blocks did not lower. Unless it could be, I don't know, I was thinking it could be a spike trap. There's spike traps on the opposite side. Because once you push the button, it does show a block lowering. But which one? Like, that one? I bet it's that one, and then the block that is in the way, I can then move the movable block into that gap so it's out of the way. And then I can get into that passage. Mystery solved.
The good news is if you need to revisit your run after you're done, these are being uploaded to our YouTube.
Yeah, it's kind of... because I like to do the walkthroughs, so it's good to know the ins and outs. And I've learned something new about a game I've already done. Okay, so the ultimate goal was opening this trapdoor, and we can now climb up here. Also, apologies if I suddenly sound very posh. I've been watching The Crown, and I think the accents are rubbing off on me. Everyone's ever so posh.
Luckily for me, it's like I can recognize like maybe 3 British accents, and that's about it, so.
Sometimes I've been doing it on purpose when talking to my housemate, because she's seen it anyway, so she knows I'm just being a moron, putting on a posh accent, pretending to be the queen.
Sometimes you gotta have a little bit of fun, right?
Exactly. So the flyby is very important because it's showing us what I need to do with the revolver. And the thing is, like, whoever watches flybys? And then we wonder what we're doing next. So basically, I need to shoot 2 gemstones. I need the laser sight for that though, so I can't do anything about that just yet. There is one in this room. And it's very important to inspect this, because we have a blue gem. And we've actually seen the receptacle for that, but we still don't know how to get there. So the flyby showed us an area we can get to. I didn't go there because I couldn't do anything there, so now we can go there. And it's a very well hidden area. It took me a while to actually know that I could go that way because it looks like a bottomless pit. So now I didn't activate the fire wraith. The nomads are definitely in the bag. Because that can like take me to pretty much half or below half, because you have to crawl past the flames, so it's just eating you up. Okay, so very sneaky path this away. Okay, awkward jump. So we have to get over there. Okay, and here I have to save before using this pole, because the one time I don't is the one time I'm gonna fall off and die. But okay, so it's this jump back that kind of can get me. So I'm gonna open this. So that helps me get out the water. There is a lever. I will save that for later. I'm gonna kill the croc. Wherever it's gone.
Good game of hide and seek.
Hey, it's coming in here. Die. There we go. Right. Next, I can grab 2 items and then get the laser sight. Okay, so I was kind of worrying about this bit, but now I don't need to worry because my health is actually going to be really good. Yeah, tank croc. Like, who do you think you are? Just die. So, picking this up, 2 crocodiles will come in the room. Oh, I should have got air before coming in here. So wait for 1 to be in the room. Oh, 1 got me anyway. No, you're not allowed to do that. Oh, I have to reload. It got me.
You're not allowed to do that.
I panicked. I had to yell at them. It was improper.
You can't eat me.
I did not give permission. I'm actually going to go back for air because I'm a doofer and I forgot to get some air. So it can be done without taking damage getting out of this room, but it's not always easy, especially if you get stuck. I'm a bit too close now. I don't want to be this close. Came forward too much. So once 1 is in the room... Oh, that 1 got me anyway. Everyone get off. Get away from me. Oh, dang it. It's part of the plan. They're peasants. Yeah, one thing with this is you really do have to wait for 1 of them to already be in the room, and that's the panic. He got me once, which is fine. I can deal with it once. So if I had not opened that trapdoor, that little passage that was on the left would be my way out. So I picked up laser sight. We'll go ahead and combine. And next, what am I doing next? I'm going back to the first room, past the fire room to shoot that gem. So backtracking for the win, am I right?
Seems like there's a lot of that in this game.
Yeah. Okay, this way. So that's a slight slope there, which is irritating. You also don't want to fall down the chasm, so you got to be careful there. Plog Chump, hello Spoda, how are you? Rah, hello Demord, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, it's going pretty well. The first runner managed to finish a little ahead of schedule, so I guess that's not a bad thing, because we usually get behind schedule. But yeah, Eric played Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, did a good job. This level is missing Verna. Yeah, I think it is. We should have a Verna here.
Yeah, because this place
How you
gives
doing,
me the
DJ?
creeps.
After you. Ooh. Awesome. Looks so much like Tomb Raider 4 first level. It does. And that's the reason I really love it, because you've not got the young Lara. Anytime you see like that location style, you have young Lara all the time. So it's nice to have a change. Yeah, things are going really smooth. I managed to, because the last time I was practicing this, I messed something up and I realized I can skip Fire Wraith, which is actually a very good thing. So I've had to remember today, how did I do that? And we did it. It took some thinking, but we got there.
We put on our thinking caps.
We did, and we prevailed. So right now I'm aiming for over the balcony, not to the open side, because that would spawn some bats. So that's how to avoid them. Dive through the gap. And then just to avoid damage on the way down, I can land on this. It's not very high, but it makes the difference. And we need to put the fire out there so we can pick up that mysterious item. So the clue is the scratch mark, so we can push this. So now I just need to move this out the way. We can get behind here. To be a little left, because that's a low ceiling. She'll just sit still. Like her head's too big. Too big, help me. Can't get through the gap. And then we can push this. So that has done something for sure. What? You can do it. You can do it. What are you doing now? You're doing all the wrong things. There we go. We did it.
It's
Okay,
really funny to see her struggle.
I know. So yeah, this is now all full of water. It was a bit overkill, but it did the job. Before we leave, we can also swim up here get into a secret area at the block pushing section at the fire puzzle. You can actually see through a gap and see the secret in here, which is that gap just to my left. You could have seen through here. So we have to wait till it's full of water, because in this particular one you cannot stand on the movable blocks. So that's our 2 secrets in the bag, and at the end we can grab the super secret. So picking up the main item opens this. We can leave through this way. That is diving through the gap, it is indeed. Okay, and to get out we have a jump switch, which you can just see as you're climbing the ladder. And it opens up that. Yeah, sneaky. So heading back to the water room, and then we can shoot a gem, although there is something I will do before shooting the gem. Okay, save before using the pole, because I will mess up if I don't. But an intriguing angle for sure. Okay, so this fence thing is actually a drawbridge. So we can shoot the gem from here, but I do like to just open the drawbridge because we'll need to anyway. Fortunately, you can jump straight through the trapdoor. Ooh! Saved. Interestingly, the lever did not go back to reset is the word I'm looking for. Okay, we'll just reload because that seems to be a single use, even though it shouldn't be. I usually just reload, but I managed to catch my fall just there.
That is very, very weird.
Yeah. Technically, that's illegal. Because you literally can't finish the game. Okay, so easier view just standing on the bridge, not that it matters. I forgot to shoot the crocodiles. Yeah, I'll do it, because we will be going back into the water at some point, so... Good job I didn't fall in, eh? Whoop. So that has opened this. So we'll be entering a new area that we'll be doing shenanigans in. With a bit of a tricky jump. Nice. It's just at that awkward angle that it just ends up being a really tricky jump. Okay, so we are at a familiar place. We can use the gem here. We saw this through the wall. And it's only just crossed my mind. I wonder what happens if you didn't pick up the gem. I'm wondering, did I trigger something with picking up the gem? If you come into here and you don't have the gem, I think you're done for.
The game is very unforgiving then.
It seems like it, but it's kind of... The level builders should have thought about that, in a way. They shouldn't really put you in that position. So, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it happens even in published games, because I've accidentally wandered into the final area without all the items, so I had to, like, look up a guide because I couldn't get out.
Oh yeah, that sucks when that happens. Yeah, especially if it's an official game. I was just going to say, basically, that is the main item that we're looking for. Well, we found it, technically. We need to get to it. So we have a lot of stuff to do before we can grab it. So shooting both of them, because here we have a jump switch, if I can... There we go. And revolver ammo. So the jump switch opened up another gate in this area. So this bit's kind of... I think I prefer this bit. It's backwards and forwards, but you are in just this little area. So you're not going far. Doesn't irritate me so much. So we open up that gate that I just passed. So from here I'm taking a left because there's like a crossroads section here at the monkey bars as well. So it takes a moment to figure out when you first play, because there's so many open doorways, although you get to, like, for example, come through here and you might realize, oh, this door is currently closed, so I'll have to go back. But I like it. Yeah, so this is a pain in the butt. So, yeah, if I did activate the fire wraith, I'd probably have less than half of my health, and this would be an absolute nightmare. We're gonna have some little scarabs. Did we save? We'll do it again.
Nightmare level.
Yup. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, that's good. It can be done without taking the damage, but they barely got me, so we're okay. And I do just need to take a moment to get them off of that column. One strat is to just keep climbing up like this as well.
I think we have a guest that wants to come in, if you're alright with that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Welcome, DJ Fool.
Heyo.
Hello. Get off. Shoo. Shoo. How many? 6? Oh, 5? 4. They're backing up. They're backing up. Oh, everyone off. They fall down and then they come back. This is my column. This is one reason why I thought I'd best do the no loads, no meds. Not no meds. Just no meds. We're doing no meds. Because I knew that stuff like this would pad out the time. There's always one. Come on. Nice. So sneaky gap in the ledge, and we can shimmy across to our high ledge with another important item. Nice. And now, for the sake of no meds, I take advantage of the flare cancel so that I can keep running away. Hey, get off my column! What are you doing? Get off! Pesky things. Okay, so we're okay. We're all good now. So once I've picked that up, the spikes that were here have now gone, and we can pull this chain. So that's opened the next door. Oh, dang it. Oh, I'm just wasting health now. For the health I managed to hang on to, I'm just using it up.
Wasting health or wasting time?
It usually means both.
Okay, so the doorway I opened is straight ahead of me. Hello, Chaos Pixie. Thank you for the good luck. Yeah, this is a very good one. Recommend it. I think there was supposed to be a part 2, but alas, it never happened.
Some of the sequels we wait for like a decade already.
Yeah.
Usually it was like that. The builders were still learning when they were at school or at the uni, and then real life happened and they ran out of time.
Yeah. I'm just gonna tab out a sec. DJ's voice is pretty quiet, so I'll just turn that up.
I am on absolute maximum from my side, I guess.
It's fine, yeah, I can just turn
Time
you
to
up there,
start
that's fine.
screaming.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't have the volume slider
horseman.
from my end. What is Verdilet doing in Cambodia?
I absolutely hate the horseman. Luckily, we can skip him. Yeah, he's the Tomb Raider 5 guy. That sounded weird.
Only one of them. In Masha's level, you have 4 together in the same moment.
So here I'm just pushing this block into the room that's the other side here, because we need this for a block pushel. Block pushel. See you later, Tomb. You got a guy for that. Okay, so I need to put this block onto a specific tile. This is the one that I pushed out. Oh, how come, Lily? Why is that? Is it because they have horsemen?
I still can't get over how quite easily she pulls blocks. Like pushing them, kind of can understand that, but she just pulls them and they're like so heavy.
Yeah.
She still has force gauntlets.
Whoop. The first has a horseman and the second is full of backtracking. That's all you say. You guys hopefully see yourself later on your runs. Yeah, and I look forward to it. Stronger. Feel stronger now. Okay, so that's actually, it's kind of a weird puzzle because that block removed this, so I can put another block here. It kind of doesn't make much sense to me to have it done one at a time in that way.
But I think after the old spire, every push block will be bearable.
Yes.
I think we did that one for like 25 minutes, right?
I have no idea how long that took. A bit too long. I was wondering, like, how much hate will I receive if I put in a submission of Return to the Old Spire? Like, no, we ain't doing that again.
I might have a donation goal tomorrow. Because I found a push block skip in the level, but you can still see me suffer if you donate.
Oh.
But that push block is also nothing very, very hard. It's like, I mean, it is hard, but it takes like 7-8 minutes, I guess.
Yeah. Right,
And
now
so
we'll have a
wanted
back
it to be
attack.
difficult. Even in the difficult version, it's kind of condensed. But he was designing it the same way people design crosswords. So every square is useful. There is not a single unnecessary push. You need everything.
Yeah, that's the one, Lemming. And I heard a door. Whenever you walk in here, you hear a door, but I don't know what door it is. I don't know why you hear a door. And then we open that door.
We have a donation from Trizcat for $20. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Triz. Oh, that's not a door. Right. Now, avoiding the horsemen, we've also opened up a gap in the floor. And if you don't find it, you can go without the important item that we need. Go, Izzy, go. Thank you. And here we go. So it's kind of harsh that they don't show you that that gap in the floor has opened up after picking up the last important item that I just picked up. Because we need this.
I like
Okay.
how he uses contrast with the objects. And any other color would be probably incorrect, but that yellow stands out pretty nice.
Yeah, it does.
Many builders just put gray on gray and you cannot even see.
Yeah.
But there are those handful which use complementary colors. You know, for instance, cold shadows in a warm room. And TC14 was using also in his golden city. He used golden switches and blue Indian walls, so you were actually meant to notice them. You didn't have any problem. That was also the thing in the original Tomb Raider when you had, for instance, Maria Doria and you had brown key and blue key. And you had brown textures and blue textures, and the keys were meant to be used on the opposite colors to make them visible. And sometimes builders get it completely backwards, and they put blue on blue and brown on brown to match.
I'm the kind of person who would do the blue on blue. Otherwise, I'd be like, this stupid key won't work. It's broken.
No, I don't mean the keyhole. I mean the texture of floor, for instance. Because until Tomb Raider 4, you could only have the pickups on the floor.
Oh, I see.
Now you can have them on pedestals, and the colors don't matter so much because you can highlight. You can make a hotspot. You can cast a spotlight on the object, and the colors never matter so much as much as contrast does. But in Tomb Raider 2 and 1 you had much less resources to make it work. So basically you have white lights everywhere and you have color texture. Because you didn't even have a chance to change the color of the light bulb. This is why for instance Offshore Rig is filled with intense blue and Floating Islands is filled with intense green and so on and so on.
Well, what about pink?
Pink is in the madhouse in Tomb Raider 3.
That's only one game.
But the best one. Best,
okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you
best
that.
Best gold, probably. Feather has retextured Jade Islands to Pink Islands. If you want a pink level, just play Templar's Secrets. Probably the best tier 3 engine level until today, I think so.
One day, I definitely will. I'll do everything one day, hopefully.
Like that could literally replace one of the golden editions of Tomb Raider, or maybe exist aside of it. Feather is one of those builders who cares so much, you cannot even tell it's fan-made. You have like a complete storyline and everything is correct.
I like
no
that
stupid
stuff.
things. Everything polished, professional.
I'm sure everyone's figured out what I'm doing with this torch.
You're getting ready for the Olympics?
No. Kill it with fire.
Sometimes you can even light the torch in the electric spark. You can have electric sparks like in the... You remember the obelisk of Karnak?
Yes, with the potato goddess.
With the bzz, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So this is, in theory, this is also a flame. So you could be able to light a torch from this.
Ah,
In certain levels you can, in all of them, I guess. But
I did
it's
not know
still
that.
not very often used.
I'm all done in this section now.
Snack.
Where am I? There I am. Olympic torch. Potato goddess. Okay, so once we have everything, a gate opens up to allow us to leave this section and we can return back to the previous area. We are completely done here. Spiky potatoes.
The shape of that burning floor is also hard-coded. It's always the same.
Oh. Ooh.
If you want to customize the hole, you need to just overlap.
You've had too much soy sauce. Calm it down on the soy sauce. Boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. What time am I supposed to finish? Is it in an hour's time?
It looks like it's more than that. What do you need?
Mm,
Would you like
maybe
another
40
hour?
minutes? I'll probably be done in about 40 minutes.
I'll give you another hour. Yeah, okay. They will be fine.
We can stall. I will try.
No, we're gonna go forever. It'll be great.
Forever. Oh, 50. Well, that's not so bad. Although that was just my run time, because I started a bit quicker, didn't I? A bit sooner. Because everything's going to come out of sync. So I might finish 10 minutes earlier than my run time.
We need more trailers for custom levels to display in the meantime
Yeah.
to fill the gaps. But nobody makes trailers anymore. Everybody is too busy making actual levels.
I mean, that's fine too.
Because, you know, Christmas is coming and everybody is doing a Christmas package, you know. And the anniversary, the 20th anniversary of Tomb Raider level editor is also coming. It's this week, actually. So people are collabing on the anniversary project. So we had like several events overlapping.
Anniversary.
First we had Back to
that's
Basic,
in the
yeah.
marathon. Right, Izzy?
Sorry, what did you say?
I said anniversary. That's in the marathon, right?
Oh, it is. It is indeed. I was actually, I was thinking to myself, that's why I didn't hear what you said. I was thinking, you know, imagine if, you know, we keep getting this far ahead, because I actually do not have high hopes for my anniversary run. So that might take us behind. But if we keep being ahead, it's fine. I can bring us back in line with the calamity that is Tomb Raider Anniversary on the Wii.
You're too kind.
It'll work out great. Mm, 45 minutes. Okay. I forget what I'm doing, so that's not a bad thing. I'm trying to be efficient. it was updated. Okay.
Those warthogs are one of the strongest enemies in the game. Like Werner has very little damage with his knife. His knife is actually more powerful than Lara's revolver. It stabs them once or twice and they are gone. And you cannot really see the actual HP in Tomb Raider 4 because she isn't armed. But when you have exactly the same enemy in custom levels, then you just shoot them and shoot them and shoot them because normally you only have pistols. And those pigs are normally in coastal ruins object set for some reason, not in Cambodia, no.
Oh.
Cambodia, on the other side, has mummies. They completely shuffled the content when releasing the editor.
Then bats actually did a bit more damage than I thought they would do. Still good. I'm yellowing a little bit because it doesn't matter so much.
Are there no like medipacks in this level?
Not many.
There are. How many have I picked up? Well, there's seems to be not many large ones. So just 6 small ones I seem to have. That's actually not many. I've never thought about that before.
Yeah. I live on medipacks, so...
Yeah, if the level doesn't have much force damage, then it doesn't require many medipacks.
No,
But,
I guess the worst thing is the bats.
Giving more medipacks actually unlocks more ways of playing. So it's better to give more than less.
Hey, Piku. Wish could have enemy health bars in Tomb Raider 2. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting to have health bars. Didn't Anniversary do that for the cheat codes? Right, what did I do? I raised it up. Oh, Lara.
To me, enemy health bars ruin it a little bit. And I ruin the tension. I know when the enemy is going to fall. And in Tomb Raider 2, first time I saw the giant chicken in Ice Palace, I was like, what the heck is that? And I started to shoot, I had no idea when it's gonna die and how strong it is. You know? In the end, it's not that
that's
strong,
the thing as well.
like...
If you don't see blood coming from an enemy, you don't always know if you're supposed to be shooting it or not.
Yeah, that also. You know that I never killed the demigods in Tomb Raider 4? I was oblivious for like 10 years that you are actually able to kill them because there is no blood sprite on them.
Yeah, and they have
like
so
150 bullets to break them.
Is that a real fact? 150 bullets.
Yes, 150 HP on them. Of course, customizable, but not in the classic engine. That was only after. You can even have a demigod with 1 HP if you want everybody to be one shot.
Oh, a channel subscribe. Nice, thank you.
Yeah, Spat was feeling jealous of the emotes. He had to have his own.
Dine has very realistic gameplay in that holy shell level. Like, if you don't pay attention, you're just gonna die in 1 second. But you also get a lot of bullets and a lot of fair advantage. So if you know how to play, you are gonna do it without even taking medikit. She provides like 5 or 6 big ones, but you still have a choice, which is brilliant. You can play like in 40 minutes, or you can play like in 1 hour and be completely careful.
What am I doing? Okay, it's fine. Part of the plan. Yeah, I've ended up looping back around here because I need to pull a block out of the way on one side, but then I need to go back around to push it from the other side because I get wedged in. So you have to go around. Oh, oh, oh my, Lara.
I always have a trouble determining if the texture comes from Cambodia or from Ireland. I think some of them were reused.
Welcome back, Sit Stay. Trying to think what else is to be done. I'm going to take a casual stroll while I think, because I'm just thinking about timing. So off the top of my head, I can't remember. This is all like autopilot. I just mostly used my notes for the fire puzzle. Laura, what are you doing?
T-Tech had a level in Cambodia with Werner, but without Werner also.
Oh.
Because Werner is there, but he gets trapped in the very beginning, and Lara has to...
Oh.
Like an alternate scenario where he gets trapped, but it also explains how he got rescued.
Looks a lot like Angkor Wat. Where does this take place? Yes, it is Angkor Wat. Well, the older, yeah, Khmer Empire is what it says at the beginning. Thinking is all part of the plan as well. Oh my god, what did I do? I think I have to return.
This is basically a precursor of Thailand.
Yeah.
But there is no resource pack for Thailand, so it's using Cambodian. Very similar style, very similar architecture also in real life. It's the same region, the borders were a little bit different back then.
Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. No, think, just do. Yeah, absolutely. So I opened up a new area.
This is that moment when I start to fail to recognize the new areas. Everything starts to look the same.
Yeah, she's got some good shorts in this level. Like, they're not the short shorts. Okay, so I jumped to specifically jump over the threshold just there. Okay, just a quick detour for a med pack.
How quick?
So I will... What were?
How quick?
But it is interesting how she steadies the rope by climbing up, but I find it so annoying at the same time. Okay. There is the med pack. Ugh. Okay, we are back in a familiar spot, you may have noticed. Taking a moment to show the scenery so that we don't finish the game too quick. Because now I'm worrying about that. I should probably stop worrying and just play the game. Where am I going? It's part of the plan. I hated the ropes as a child. Yeah, it gets me when you jump off, but she just flies off to one side, and it's like, I did not want to go in that direction. Yeah, climbing up the rope is pretty annoying, but at least it makes it steady. You still don't like the ropes.
If you don't want to save and reload, you have to climb to the very top because it kinda reduces the speed, so it's easier to swing. Easier to turn, I mean, and aim.
Okay, so there's a very sneaky gap above where I came in. Sneaky crawl space. That's where I'm going to.
The thing with ropes is that they work pretty good at cardinal directions, but the further you stray from perfect north, south, east, then the worse they work. Until the diagonals, which don't work at all.
Yeah. Oh, 3 routes in catacombs, real horror experience. Yeah, those ones are pretty bad.
Catacombs have 2 ropes, but they are precisely those diagonal ones, so they are considered the worst in the entire game. Samarkand has 3, but they are aligned.
Yeah.
In a perfect direction, so you don't really have so much trouble with them. You can even skip the middle one.
Right, I think this is the last bat attack. So I could have done better after not activating the fire wraith, but yeah, I did some clumsy mistakes. And also I wasn't too bothered about the damage taken by the scarabs either, because that bit's a bit of a nightmare.
Bats are the locusts, by the way, but retextured.
Ah.
You cannot have legit bats from Tomb Raider 5 in Tomb Raider 4, but locust emitter works pretty similar way. I know that in Tomb Raider 5 there is a way to avoid health loss with bats completely, but as for the locust emitter, I don't know. I never bothered because it's just too slow.
Yeah. Okay, again, back in a familiar spot. So I'm definitely kind of, I say nearing the end. Kind of, not too soon. I'm not trying to say that I'll be done in like 10 minutes. Maybe kind of 15, 20 minutes, maybe. Okay, so there is a jump switch here. If I did not get the previous secrets, and also, well, if I didn't get the previous secrets, I will have to pull this jump switch. But because I got the 2 secrets already, and I can go for the 3rd one because a gate has opened. Otherwise, that would open up a separate gate to allow me across. You see, like the wooden fence just to the right-hand side? That would be like a drawbridge. And then I'd get across that way. But we're going for the super secret. Super secret. I'm just gonna crawl. Part of the plan. Okay, and also being careful here, because I can drop onto a slope and just fall in the water, and we'll have to go all the way back around. There we go. We have 3 of 3 secrets.
I don't know if this is rewarding.
No, it's not. So if you get the first 2 secrets, that secret is the reward.
Is it called anything custom, or is it just the stone something something?
Good question.
Sometimes I just forget to read the
Stone of Mart. Or Ma'at. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's got like a Ma'at kind of...
The one with feathers, yes.
Yeah.
I would say mot or like mot.
Yeah. I'm just walking to... I'm really worried about just ending way too soon. We're just gonna walk our way through.
I didn't see such category yet. Is it possible to play any of the classics with just walking all the time? I know that there is a jumpless category, but I didn't see anybody walk.
Ah. You know, when I was young, I used to casually walk around the first jungle level. Like, literally just walk, like, admiring the scenery.
That's the best, though.
Sorry for the alarm clock. I set it for my own wake up, but I set it like one day earlier because I forgot to set it.
Yeah, I think
Those
it might
boulders,
just take me 10 minutes.
those boulders kind of abuse the gravity system of Tomb Raider 4. If you have 2 perfectly opposite slopes without a flat surface in between, the boulder will never stop.
Oh.
That's how they manage to just roll indefinitely, and it is also used to time certain events. because boulders can activate different stuff. So
Ah.
rolls to the left, you have trigger A, and rolls to the right, it has trigger B, and they can work in cyclic way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And because it depends on geometry, how fast it rolls, and you can have very limited amount of geometry shapes, then you learn it in one level, and you kinda know for other levels how it's gonna work. So also teaches you for the future.
Cool. Oh, okay. Casual stroll. Taking in the scenery. Yeah, not much to see here, but you know.
It's good there are no crocodiles.
Used rocks to trigger this, trigger some things in your Tomb Raider 2 level. Oh. Oh, get out, Lara. Actually, no, it's part of the plan. I'm stuck. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not far away now, actually. I'm just gonna walk around now.
Just for the rest of the run?
I think so, because I really am nearly done. So I'm just I'm heading to the last room, which I've just opened up, and the last room doesn't take long. It's basically open the door by doing 2 things, and everything's all based in that one room. I really didn't think it would take me this quick. I've practiced too much. So here we go, casual stroll. Look at the scenery. Isn't this nice? No. We're just coming through to the last room. Filler, yeah, hashtag filler. We're nearly there. So weird to see Lara walking everywhere, I know. It feels wrong. Oh, there's a slope. She can't deal with the slope. Okay, this is the last room. Flyby. Yes, it's ending. Not quite though. We still have a moment. What's next in the lineup? There is a schedule. There we go. So
I was in the middle of typing it and I messed up spelling schedule twice, and then you got to it first.
I had a brief moment during the flyby. Okay, so the first thing to do to open the door is use the 2 snake talismans that we picked up like ages ago. Oh, thank you, Chaos. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So we do still have to open the next door. So let's just casual stroll. Dun, 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 dun. So very sneaky. I had to look this up and was still like, what the hell am I supposed to... Well, I know what I'm looking for, I don't know where it is. Right up there within the tree. We need to shoot that. So that has opened an underwater gate. So if I did not still have revolver bullets, I can grab some here. The gate I opened is here. And I think about 3 minutes and I'll be done. Okay, so I just have to pull this. So this is timed and it's going to open the gate. I never know how many times to pull these. Beans. So this is my health. If I'd hit the fire race, then I probably wouldn't have made it this far. There is a little drop that will do damage. And one time I was practicing, I did really bad, and I had just a tiny bit of health left, and I did not make the fall. You keep pulling them forever. Yeah, I do too. But then I'm just, oh, I can't be bothered. How many does it take? There we go. We are done.
Das gibt bestimmt blaue
So
Flecken
that's
morgen.
gonna hurt in the morning. That's what she says. Something like that. Or it's gonna leave a bruise. So thank you for the GGs. Face bothered. Oh, 4.
Woo!
5 and
Good
one
job.
more for look. Okay.